We are having so much fun recording these podcasts and putting them out to the world. If you appreciate what we're doing here, the one free thing that you can do that will make a huge difference is hit that subscribe button.
Is the most difficult sport as per NASA.
Like the ball that goes the fastest in the world is in one sport.
What is it?
This is a podcast, guys, so you can do whatever you want on a podcast. I love it.
We're talking about nutrition.
Nutrition isn't complicated.
It's not.
And you've trained so much for a stomach that's not working.
We're in the arena, the space of Ironman, as an example. You do have these special needs bag. What should I put in there?
You haven't pressed on the panic button, like get going and train. It's getting late.
And watchers are wondering, why have I not used my tool today? Well, there you go. Hey, good day, folks, and welcome to the Brik, where we secure your triathlon journey. I'm Dominic Double D Deschênes, and I'm with Coach Pierre Zwartman. Good day, Coach.
Good day, Double D.
Hey, we're back.
I forgot to make a T-shirt for Good Day, Double D.
Hey.
I just said it. It sounds so great.
It does.
Good Day, Double D.
Good day, Coach. There you
Thank
go.
you.
Did you notice my attire for today?
Yeah,
Mr.
the Red Sox. Oh, no, the Red Sox.
Okay, we're off to a good start.
I love that shirt.
This is the most beautiful jersey in all of professional sports. Period.
Really?
Yeah. Can you not feel the history?
Yes.
Can you not feel the prestige associated with the Boston Red Sox? Look at this. I have the
Wow.
the Fenway Park 100th anniversary of Fenway Park. This is the special edition jersey that's been autographed. I showed it to you earlier on by David Ortiz himself.
Wow.
Wow.
It smells old.
Oh, thanks. So far, so good. Just want to go back to our last episode. We're going to move on with our subjects for today.
We're moving on. Okay, so what is your... Okay.
Yeah.
In the comments, I would like to know what is your favorite professional sports jersey. So
Yep.
any sport.
Any sports. And don't, please, if you're to put the New York Yankees, the pinstripes, I will ban you from our channel if
You'll
you
be
are.
unsubscribed.
You'll be unsubscribed.
What's my... I don't know what my favorite would be. Because I guess it depends. I think I like I don't know. I don't like the football teams a lot.
No, me
like
neither.
The jerseys from the football
And
teams.
basketball, I'm not sure. I don't call this a jersey. It's, I don't know. It's hockey. There are some nice ones in hockey.
Yeah.
I think the Montreal Canadiens one is like, it's got that tradition. It's got the history. I think it's nice.
I used to love the Manchester United jersey. And then what happened is all the Premier League soccer, all of a sudden what happened is that they were sponsored by companies. And it was the sponsor on the front of the jersey.
Yeah, United or...
So I don't want to buy
Emirates
Manchester
or-
United's and it says bet 365 on it. And plus, or Chevrolet, you know?
No.
I mean, I have nothing against Chevrolet, but, you know,
No,
if
it doesn't fit. No, I agree.
it doesn't fit. So
No,
I
I
like
agree.
the tradition. That is traditional. There's no sponsors on it.
No.
I don't like the sponsors on the jersey.
So
I
I'll
have to admit.
convince you. My goal this year is to convince you to like baseball by the end of the year.
I
Coach.
like baseball. I never said I didn't like baseball.
No, but you like it even more. You're going to become
like it
a
even
huge
more.
fan because that is the only
A
sport
huge
where...
fan?
Yeah. Hear me out, lah. Hey, none of the professional sport, none of the Major League Baseball teams have sponsors on their jerseys. None of them.
I love that. I mean, it's
Hockey?
very traditional.
It is.
Hockey. No, there's
They
only
do.
one.
No,
one
they
sponsor.
do. No, they
It's
all
one.
do. They all do now.
But it's one. It's very, very subtle.
Still, one on the
It's
helmet.
not like those hockey teams in Europe, in Scandinavia, and
man,
all that.
it's all over the place.
That's all they
No,
have.
I agree. Are we having? Are we good?
Okay.
Nick,
All
good.
right.
All right.
We
Hey,
have, we have Nick
We do. We have
for a
Nick.
second
and
episode in a row.
fact checking. I want to go back to Nick did some verifications for us on the most difficult thing to do, or most difficult, most complex, most difficult sports. Yeah. That's it, Nick, right?
And according to
NASA. Okay,
according
well,
to
that's-
NASA, I
that's
think
it.
NASA probably are the no.
But there's baseball and then there's NASA. So that's fine. That's fine. We'll go down to that level for the purpose of our conversation. But what's the most difficult sport, Nick? Come again? Ping?
Table tennis.
Table tennis
Yeah.
is the most difficult sport as per NASA. Unreal, huh?
I mean, I get the whole ability thing. I play table tennis, not on a regular basis. I usually when I go on vacation, me and my wife will have table
Yeah,
tennis.
but are you
tournaments.
sober, Coach, when you play
Oh yeah,
table tennis and
definitely,
on vacation?
definitely, because I want to stay at a
Sure.
high level. So we play table tennis, and I admit that all there's abilities, the reflex, and all that. I think at a really high level, it's very cardiovascular also, because I mean it's super quick. But I don't know,
About the decision making. I mean,
there's no contact.
There's
So
no
you can't-
contact, but
you can't
every-
get killed.
No, you're right. But every half second or so, you have to make a decision as to how do you, counterattack your opponent. Where do you go? And you have to strategize. Like it's a fraction of a second that you have to make that decision.
Do you know what the fastest sport is? Like something that you hit.
Baseball.
So
Baseball.
there's baseball, there's tennis. You hit a racket with a racquetball, ping pong, and you know what the fastest, like the ball that goes the fastest in the world is in one sport?
What is it?
Take a guess.
I was going to say baseball, but probably
Baseball,
not.
the fastest it goes is what?
101.5.
Well, I mean, when you hit the
mile.
baseball, does it go faster?
Yeah, the exit speed is around 110 miles per hour.
Okay, so your tennis is already faster than that.
So tennis is the fastest one.
no.
No.
No, the fastest sport is not that. I heard it in going on a cruise.
Wow.
It's badminton. Am I right?
Really?
How fast does it go? Oh, he's going to check it.
He's going to check it? Wow, badminton,
it's
really?
badminton, and it's crazy fast. And when I heard it, I said it's not okay because they said in order of quickness, and they're mentioning a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah?
So the fastest smash in badminton is 565 kilometers.
565 kilometers.
Oh my
The fastest smash in badminton.
You gotta be kidding me.
So it's 565. When I heard it, I was my mind was blown.
So be aware and please show respect because in high school I used to be the most dominant badminton player of my class.
Really, of your class. Okay. You were in what school?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. I was going to say something not nice.
Moving along, right?
All right,
That's what
go.
we say. So speaking of being on a cruise, and you've heard that on cruises, and
Yeah.
and what are you drinking? Is that your morning PP that you're drinking?
Actually, that
what the hell is this? I thought we were allowed water on the plateau de tournage, and that was it. And
you can take whatever you want. This is a podcast, guys, so you can do whatever you want on a podcast.
I can
all right.
even smoke weed if I'd like to.
You could
right?
smoke weed. I mean, it's
Okay.
been done before. You can swear. I mean, the only thing they don't accept is like getting naked. And
No,
stuff
no,
like that.
no, and
But
that won't happen here.
no,
It'll
nobody
happen-
wants to see
no,
that.
No, no, no,
Not
we
from
don't
us,
want-
anyways. But this is a non-alcoholic beer. I've been drinking non-alcoholic beer for quite a while. Sometimes I'll have like a real beer. I've tried non-alcoholic wine. It's disgusting.
It really is.
Non-alcoholic or like beverages like scotch and stuff like that aren't good. But the beers are actually getting better and better. The reason is because I really like to have a beer every single day. Like at the end of the day, like we're getting, it's about 5
relaxing.
o'clock in the evening
Yep.
right now. I just like to relax with a beer at the end of the day. And I was drinking one beer and it was affecting my my sleep. So I started drinking non-alcoholic. But most of the non-alcoholic beer a year ago really sucked. But now it's actually getting better. But the only complaint I have, and I would like a scientist to figure it out, is that there's no bubbles. So there's bubbles right in the beginning when you put the beer
But
in.
then they're all gone. But I
But the
see some
bubbles
bubbles
just
in your
yeah, but
glass.
they take off really
disappear.
quick.
Oh,
It
really?
doesn't keep that
like
head
that
of
foam
beer.
that you
foam.
got. Yeah.
So I mean it's not fun. So I'd rather have more, but the taste is good. The aftertaste is like okay.
So then impeccable lead into our conversation.
'Cause
for
we're
today.
talking
So
about-
nutrition.
I love it.
We're talking about nutrition. So have we confirmed that fact-finding, Nick, on... yes, go ahead.
On what?
On, no, badminton. We
just
confirmed.
did
No,
it.
sorry, we did. Yeah, smoking weed is allowed on the plateau, right?
Smoking weed is allowed.
Okay.
I smoked weed once in my life at 31 years old.
Did you?
I did. Once in my life, I took weed, and it didn't have any effect.
I
Like
never had weed. Never touched it.
Never
I
at
never,
all?
No, never,
No.
never tried it.
I don't know.
I-
It just
I-
didn't stick. But I mean, now it's
Yeah.
legal, so you
No,
could.
I could go to SQDC and buy a joint
could.
and give it a shot and see what it's like. I'll do it, but I'll do it with you, Coach.
No,
No, huh?
I won't.
Yeah, you're probably boring when you're...
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'm much more fun without drugs.
of course.
I remember my friends
agree.
would tell me not to drink or take stuff because
you were more
they
fun
said it was a lot
sober.
more fun.
Yeah. I'm the same. So, nutrition. Before, during, and after an event. Or, as a matter of fact, not just an event, but nutrition is something that you need to take as seriously as training.
Sure.
You need to practice your nutrition. You need to try things out. You need to see how your body reacts to what you're intaking, whether it be water, fluids, whether it be bars, food, real food, solid food that you take during your workouts. Nutrition, your 2 cents on nutrition. Before we get into more of a granular level of details around like the before portion,
Yeah.
like how important is nutrition to triathlon?
I think
coach?
there's a big difference between nutrition and diet.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people look as, especially athletes, they all want to lose weight for their events and stuff like that. And it becomes dieting instead of nutrition. Nutrition, look at it as a fuel that goes into the body so that you can train hard. Okay, that's what we want.
Yep.
So if we're talking about fuel, that's my dog.
Hey, Boston.
Will it last long? We'll see. All right,
Hey,
not bad.
so first
okay.
he's improved. There
Yeah.
you go. 1%
It
improvement.
must be somebody that you know. So if we're talking about nutrition, the thing is that people make it more complicated than it should be. Nutrition isn't complicated. Okay? If you take the nutritional guide of Canada, of the US, if you actually follow those guides, you're fine. The thing is that people get stuck into, oh yeah, but I also want to lose weight. So they go into diets and then they stop nourishing themselves. So the first thing is people don't take enough protein. Without a doubt, protein is something that's missed. And protein, people already they think red meat.
So protein, should it be number one on the list at all times? Should we, or like proteins or carbs? I've been hearing or reading on both being as important one another.
Well, the protein is number one for sure.
Okay.
Because protein, what protein does is it. I mean, I'm not a nutritionist, so you know.
Me neither, by the way.
So you want to recuperate from your workouts. Protein will build up your muscles.
Yeah, it
again,
will
okay?
repair the damaged muscle
Yeah,
cells
so you
and,
want
and
your
all
own
of this. Yep.
protein
Yep.
for sure. You know, everything about carbs and stuff like that is all about energy. So sugars are energy, fats are energy, and carbs are energy. So all those things are energy. So whatever you like to eat that is energy will be fine. All right. Obviously, you want to stay because there's one thing that that hit me the first time I started learning about nutrition. Sugar is 4 calories per gram, gives you 4 calories of energy per gram. That's a sugar. Fats actually give you 9 calories of energy per gram. So what you really want to be efficient at as an athlete is using your fats. So the more you use your fats, the more energy you're getting out of it. Now, fats automatically people think of fried foods. But fats is all about fish, is about oils, about nuts, and
olive oil.
So if you look up,
Of course.
nutritional fats,
Yep.
I mean, Google will or ChatGPT will
give you
will give
whatever.
you whatever you need. So
Yep.
protein, fats, and then energy. So and some bodies react very, very well to carbs, and some other bodies don't react very well. And it also depends on your age. So I like to think if you really want to do it well, go see a nutritionist, get an evaluation. So the evaluation is great because what they'll do is they'll ask you to check your nutrition for 1 week. So whatever you eat for 1 week, and then the nutritionist will give you suggestions.
We'll give you feedback on your plan.
And then you'll take off with that.
Yep.
And then obviously if you're making your food, it'll be better for you than if you're buying your food at restaurants and stuff like that. And then, you want to be balanced.
And I've done that a few years ago. I did consult a nutritionist to help me with what I was eating and to make sure I was eating the correct food.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I felt, I'm okay. I managed to, consume the right food, so I have enough energy to do a 4-hour bike ride or a 2-hour run. And I prep the day before. Often what I'll do is my dinner the night before, I'll have, a higher carb intake because I want to make sure I have enough energy to do that 4-hour bike ride or that 2-hour
Don't you find
run.
in the beginning that you didn't eat enough when you had those long
Well,
workouts?
I did, but remember going back 10 years ago, I lost 100 pounds, right? I lost a lot of weight. So in my mind, there's always that fear of gaining that weight.
The thing back.
Of course.
Yeah.
So consulting a nutritionist was to reassure me.
That will
right?
never go away.
It will never go away. However, I see the red flags now.
Yeah.
I see that, okay, that wasn't good. My body's not feeling good about it. Okay, that's great. So now I need to, adjust. And I'll eat some more greens or less carbs or less, fatty stuff for a few days just to get back on track.
So when I was saying diet
Yep,
and nutrition, that spoke to you.
it did. Big time. It did. So... but now I prep the day before. It's not just during my workout where I eat a protein bar or energy bar or drink whatever, but I prep the day before. Sometimes even I prep, 2 days in advance. I'll do like a mini carbo loading just a few days before my workouts to make sure I'm ready for if I have a big weekend coming up, like huge bike ride, run, Brik or whatever, and then a long run on Sunday plus a swim on top of it. I'm going to start piling up the carbs on like Thursday, right before the weekend. Make sure I'm ready. Same thing with, during the week. I do a 1-hour workout. Well, I don't like eating before my workout. So what I'll do is, a couple of hours maybe before my workout, I'll have like a energy bar or something that will give me that energy I need to go through my workout. What should I eat during that training, that long training, coach? Like, before is easy because you're in your kitchen, you prep, you get your stuff organized, you can eat whatever you'd like. But during your workout or during your event, what should I be eating?
Well, under 2 hours, almost nothing.
Almost nothing.
So it depends on the intensity. So if you're going for a 1 hour run, you're not going to eat. If you're going for a 1 hour bike, you're not going to eat. If you're going for a 1 hour swim, you're not going to eat. Once you get into an hour and a half, maybe you'll need some sugars. Or maybe you'll need some easily digested fats.
So what type of sugars? Like, what do I need?
I like sugars from fruits the most. If
Yep.
you can get sugar from a banana, that's great. Banana has a lot of sugar,
It
obviously. I like those. Those candies with salted, like they're salty and sugary.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called in English. Jujube.
Candies.
Gummies, but
there you go.
with the salt on it.
Okay.
The gummies actually have gelatin, and gelatin is protein.
Yeah.
So you have the protein, you have the sugar, and you have the.
Oh, you can buy the Cliff. I think
Yeah.
Cliff has the jelly, the gummies. They
Yeah.
have it. We'll fact check it. But I think
you
Cliff
can get
has
dates,
something.
like anything with any bars with dates and
Yep.
stuff like that. That's good. Also, you want to, but I mean, obviously, it has to be easy to digest because if it's during a workout, you
Well, you
have
want
to
it to
have
go
stuff
through.
that's going to be easy to
So
digest.
would you not be better off like consuming liquids, like instead of doing solid food, or?
Yeah, I hardly bring. I mean, within 2 hours, I hardly
don't bring
touch
much.
any foods, and that's why the importance. You mentioned 2 days before, a day before.
Yep.
The before is gonna. I mean, if you full up your reserves, you get 500 calories.
Yep.
500 calories before you're in deficit. You can train a lot to get. It's an hour.
30?
Super intense workout for an hour.
It really is.
Maybe at 500 calories.
Yep.
So if you go for 2 hours with a long run, you might burn 800 calories, maybe.
In that second hour.
In that
Yeah.
second hour. So
Yeah.
if you're eating well, you'll be in 300 calorie deficit, which you can get back eating 4 cookies after. I mean, it's really quick to get back those calories.
No, it really is.
So
it really is.
what you want is your energy to stay even throughout the way. So liquids is usually the best.
I remember last
you
year.
have a fun
fact checking.
fact?
Yeah, so we have the Cliff Blocks.
Oh, that's it. That's what they're called.
Chews.
Cliff Blocks and
okay.
energy chews. I've had Cliff Blocks,
And
and there's some with caffeine in them.
that's
So
right.
it's
that's
really cool.
right.
But I mean, the more you train with synthetics, the more you need synthetics. So if you
Fair.
can train with normal food, like fresh
Yep.
foods,
Yep.
it'll be better for your body. Your body will get used to getting that nutrition.
But will it be sufficient for like a long distance event?
See, the problem is when you get over 2 hours. So when you get
Right,
over,
over
2
2 hours, yeah.
now you're going into a lot of
Synthetic,
debt.
yeah.
So you're going to need sugars, you're going to need proteins. And I mean, as far as a number of different kind of bars and
my God,
gels you
there's
can
a
buy, it's
multitude of
unlimited.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah, agreed.
practicing is really good, because people, what they do is they get to the event and they use a protein bar that they never had, or they use a gel that they never had for the first time, and you don't know how your body's going to react. So practicing. So when you get into, like, now we're gonna get close to really long workouts, like long bricks, where you're going for a 2.5 to 3 hour bike ride followed by a 15-20 minute run for a first half Ironman brick kind of thing. You should start testing stuff. Testing different gels, and seeing how your body reacts. You don't have to do that every weekend. So once you've found what you like and what works, write it down, put it on the side, and it says, okay, that's my thing.
And test what's offered on the course.
Yeah,
like whatever you have in
for
the
sure.
event. Usually they will produce in the athlete guide. They will give you exactly what they will offer during, regardless of it being an Ironman, a marathon, a full Ironman, or whatever the event is. So if you can get exactly what they offer on the course and test it ahead of time, that's even better.
Yeah, because it might happen that you're going to do that event and you have your own nutrition, and you've dropped your nutritional bag and you have to use what's on the course. So if you've never used what's on the course, and it really sucks to do a long event and your stomach hurts. And I mean, anybody who's done long events have lived through that. It's no fun.
No, it's not.
And you've trained so much for a stomach that's not working.
No, and you don't want all of these, the dozens, hundreds of hours that you've invested in your training to go down the toilet because something is not right with your
literally.
stomach, right? That's not
Literally.
good. Long event. We're in the arena, the space of Ironman, as an example. You do have these special needs bag. What should I put in there?
Well, I mean, that's a kind of question that is it comes back a lot. So when you enter an Ironman, or when you go to the Ironman event, you get these bags. So you get the special needs cycling
halfway.
bag, and you get the
Correct.
special needs.
Halfway through
So
your bike
what
ride.
I like about the special needs cycling bag is that you can only have nutrition for the first 90 kilometers of your bike. So you don't have 4 bottles. You got 2 bottles. You don't have 18 bars. You got 6 bars, or you got 6 gels, or whatever. You've got a minimum amount that you need for that 90 kilometers. And then when you get to the special needs, which is usually at the halfway mark, you just switch up your stuff. So you take that little break, 2-3 minute break maximum, because
max.
they're ready for you.
Because otherwise the coach will tell you what the hell happened at 90 kilometers
happened
there,
at
right?
90
There you go.
and then you just change up your bottles and stuff like that, and you're pulling less weight while you're doing your thing. Running, I mean, running is going to be maybe if it was really raining, maybe an extra pair of socks. Maybe you have you've got decided to run with a fuel belt, which you really don't need.
No, you don't. I prepped, these special needs bags on the running course. Like every time I prep something, and I never used it. No,
people
never
don't
used
use
it.
them.
No,
It's fun to have, But I like to say to somebody, you know what? Forget about it. It's going to be one less stress in your life. The halfway mark on the special needs run.
Agreed. And you know what I did? What I put in my special needs bag at last year when I did my Ironman.
On the bike?
On the bike, I put a pita with Nutella spread.
Oh.
And a banana.
Yeah, you were looking forward to that. Eh?
Oh man, it was great. It was amazing.
My first Ironman, I had a ham and cheese sandwich.
Did you?
Yeah,
I tried ham and cheese and during my workouts. It didn't go in as smoothly as the Nutella and the.
I can eat everything.
Oh,
I mean,
it was
anything.
so good.
I can eat a hamburger on the
I
bike.
can still taste
and
it.
It'll work.
You should have seen my face. I was full of chocolate. You see my pictures.
That's funny.
It was funny.
Let's get back to just a quick thing.
Yep.
So you're doing a sprint. All you need is water most of the time, and a little bit of maybe in your water bottle, maybe half Gatorade, half water.
Yep.
You don't need any gels. Seriously, you do not need any gels. The least amount of sugar possible. Olympic distance. Now you've got at least 1 or 2 gels, which you could mix in that one bottle. You can have 2 bottles on the bike. So one bottle is just water. The other bottle, I call it the super gourde. So you have maybe 2 gels with a bit of Gatorade, and then the rest is water. So it tastes like salty, sugary. People think that's going to be like a syrup, but it's not at all. It's really liquid. And then you're going to have something on the run, maybe one other gel on the run or more sugar or something like that.
And again, on the course,
and you
there's
don't
usually
need protein.
Something. Yeah,
you don't need
I
protein.
agree.
When you get to half Ironman, which is the double of that, then you're going to start needing real food, especially if you're slower. So the slower you are, the more nutrition you need, but don't overdo it. Think about it. A lot of people will go for a long ride and they'll just drink water and a couple of things and maybe, and then all of a sudden they get to the event and they're eating like a buffet. So be minimalistic about it. And then when you get to the run, you got a half Ironman. If you're slow, it might take 3 hours. If you're fast, it might take an hour and a half. But you're going into the 5 hour, 6 hour, 7 hour range, then you're going to need more liquids. I really like Coke to build up your caffeine a bit, and it's only for your brain, so you need stuff for your brain. But we'll get more into that in the summertime.
I tried Coke once. It didn't work for me.
No?
No. I never used it again. I tried it once. Maybe
really?
I'll try it again. It was flat Coke and cola, and it did not work out for me.
When I started events, there was only water and Coke, and we had bananas. That's it.
And on
nothing else existed.
As part of all Ironman events, there's Coke available, there's cola available at every aid station.
We would take our bananas and we would put tape on our bars on our bike, so you'd have the banana taped to the bar. Okay. So the thing is, if you taped it too strong, you would pull on the banana and you couldn't get it off. So you had this like soft thing like bubbling over your bike. It was disgusting. But yeah.
One thing I found out, and I want to hear your 2 cents on this, Coach. Eating a bar, a granola bar, a Cliff Bar, as an example, which is high energy for a second if you're on long distance. Don't eat it all at once. No. I mean, one bite at a time, every 10, 15 minutes, because it's heavy stuff, right? If you eat a Cliff Bar, like one shot, oh man, your stomach is going to go, what the hell is this, right? So, slice it into smaller pieces so that you can grab one, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it in your bag, what do you call it, the bento box on your bike, and have a bite every 10, 15 minutes. And it does it. And it keeps your energy level fine at the right place.
Well, that's why it's become not a fashion, a mode,
a practice,
that now you have these nutritional balls. Yep. So everything is separated into morsels for you. So now even Cliff have them. So
and even potatoes.
Yeah, potatoes are great.
Yeah, I do it all the time. Olive oil, salt, potatoes. Oh, it's amazing.
Now you're listening to this and go, potatoes. I tell you, there is nothing better than a salted potato when you're thirsty and when you're tired.
It's amazing. It's great.
And it has everything.
And it's not sweet, so it's great. You move away from these bars and gels, which are very sugary, right? And it's just, it feels good.
Yeah.
Hydration. Hydration. Also key to any sports, any disciplines that we do, of course. Long training, long event, we should hydrate a day, 2 days prior to performing, more or less.
Well, if you're not somebody who drinks a lot of water,
yeah.
you should be careful about that. But
You
you're
should.
probably going to go to the bathroom more. So there's that. I remember going to the Boston Marathon. I wasn't doing it. I had athletes doing it. And we went to a restaurant. And there was a bunch of Kenyans there who were actually doing the race. And I started talking to them because I'm not shy at all.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, you guys are doing the race tomorrow? And so, yeah. And they were all happy to talk to somebody. And these guys were going under 2:10 for the marathon.
Oh,
so
my
they were the
God.
professionals.
Yeah, okay.
And I kept watching them because the waitress kept bringing them glasses of water. Well, one of the guys drank 24 glasses of water, and this was the day before the race.
No,
He
really?
kept drinking water, and I asked him. I said, "People are going to watch you drink that water, and they're going to start drinking a lot of water." And he says, "Is this something you do regularly?" He says, "I regularly do this every evening before the next day's workouts, but I drink about half of that." So he'll take 12 glasses of water.
So for the event, he drank 24
24
glasses of water.
Yeah,
Oh
I think
my
God, that's way too much water.
Yeah.
But again, what I found fascinating was these guys weighed 125
And 10 pounds.
pounds. Okay, and they were tall guys, very very skinny,
No,
almost
very skinny.
anorexic.
Yeah.
And I was going, where is that water going?
But it's
You
not
know?
going. I'm not sure where it's
and
going.
the next day, I asked him, do you have anything during the race? He says, oh, maybe I'll have a little bit of Gatorade. But there's 2 hours. Like,
It's 2
again,
hours, but
it's
that's
2
it.
hours.
If you're fast, you don't need as much
It's
nutrition or hydration
No.
as if you take more time.
Professional Ironman athletes that go under 4 hours,
Yeah,
they have almost nothing for the nutrition.
pretty much. Timing. We talked about timing. Personalize your nutrition. I think we covered everything I have on my list,
That's it?
Coach. Hey, that's
Hey, it was a lot
So,
of fun seeing you
no,
guys.
but hey,
No,
we're not
okay.
done. Whoa,
Okay,
whoa,
we're
whoa,
okay.
whoa. We're not done. No? We're not done. So, beer, we covered that. Beer,
Yeah.
good. I want to talk to you about Zwift. We're very close to going outside again.
Finally.
It's about time. It's been nice recently. It's been it's
I'm
promising.
good for 3 months on Zwift. After 3 months, I started.
Well, I've
getting-
been on Zwift since December, more or less.
Mm.
That's when we started our indoor, training. Great, but there's pros, I think, to Zwift. I mean, there's definitely pros, right? And pros, like it's in a controlled environment, of course. It's great. You can work out. It's easier to work out and do intervals on Zwift than it is to do outside.
Of course.
You can control. It's very safe, of course, right? You're on your trainer. There's no obstacles. There's no traffic. There's no human being. There's no nothing, and you have the technology integration as well. You have all these watts and metrics that come up. After your training, you can see what happened and how well or how bad you did, like you did on that last ride we did. You did pretty good with that watts. Challenge that we did in a recent
You want to
Zwift
talk
ride.
about that? Or?
No, I don't.
No,
No,
okay.
no, I don't. There's something wrong with my Garmin watch Zwift.
But
whatever.
we can talk about it for our listeners. Not to say that good or not bad.
No.
But,
I agree.
But
I agree.
what we did was we did 5-second
Yep.
sprints, and you
Yeah,
had
that was
to do
cool.
3 during the workout.
You have
5
to
seconds.
do 3 and measure and share with the team the watts that you
max
managed
watts.
the max watts that you
and
you
people
generated.
didn't believe me because the first time I mentioned this to somebody, this is when you really give your max out, within a second and a half, you're already going down. Because somebody was saying, I'll build up for 5 seconds and I'll be better at the end of that 5
Easier
seconds.
said than done.
And I said, well, actually, if somebody does it really well, he'll be
Yep.
really good at the 1 second and a half. And then it's called the wind test. The wind test is only a 3-second test.
Yep.
And you do max watts and you go for a second and a half. And then, you don't time to do this, but you go your maximum power for 3 seconds.
X amount of time, which is a second and a half.
I did that because I wanted people to be surprised by how much amount of power they can generate.
They can generate.
Yeah, and it was really surprising. I knew what I was going to do at minimum. I had done before a lot before when I was younger, but there was a few people who were over 1,000.
Yeah, I was emceeing the whole thing, so I unfortunately I didn't have all my watts and energy available.
But our
and
most
available.
powerful girls went to 600, 660.
Yeah.
And the most powerful
Powerful
guys
guy,
went to
1,089
watts.
watts. That's what it was. Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
And you're listening to this, is oh my god, that's a lot. But it was only for 3 seconds, so it was just so psychologically you could
generate all that power.
Wait a second, I'm always at 100 watts or 150 watts, but I can actually generate 600 if I'm a girl. So maybe I can actually generate more than 100
No, that was
watts.
enlightening. That was cool. So we're going to transition from indoor to outside.
Yeah, but you were saying the pros and cons of
Well, pros and
Zwift.
cons. I mean, there are some pros to Zwift, definitely, because
Well,
it
what
allows it.
I'd like to say something about that because we went from I went from there was this trainer that we used to have with the three, we used to call the 3 cans.
Yep.
So you would put your bike on that and it was very unstable.
With the rolls, right?
Yeah. So that was our only indoor training for cyclists.
So no technology integration.
There was no technology
It was just you were cycling indoor on your bike.
Yeah.
That was the benefit.
And it was awful.
Was it?
Like awful.
Okay.
So then spinning came.
Yep.
And spinning was with the music and with the exercises and all this stuff like that.
And you could measure to a certain extent what you did on the bike.
And that was fun because it democratized the sport.
Yep.
And it brought people together to do cycling. Now, cyclists thought, spinning is not really cycling, but I mean, it is cycling. You're turning your legs.
Oh, it is. It's
like
interval training, right?
Then came the trainers where we were in places where we were training together, looking at screens.
Yep.
Well, it was becoming more and more technological and more I found boring. What Zwift did during the pandemic is we kind of brought people back together to have fun. Virtually.
Yep.
So I never would have done that kind of training in my basement
like
alone.
3 times a week.
Zwift.
That's what we do in the club. 3 times a week. You do interval trainings. You do all sorts of trainings during the week. You do a long ride on the weekend. It's all virtual.
I love the meetups. I love
agree.
the club group outings. I like the fact that we talk to each other on Discord.
Yep.
Now that Discord is even integrated into Zwift,
it
which
is.
is fantastic. You should try it. So you go with a bunch of friends and you can talk to each other. And it just makes everything go quicker.
Well, it does, and it's entertaining. And people may have questions, they may have concerns, and we, take advantage of this session usually to share some tips and tricks. And it's good to develop a habit of cycling.
Because my outlook on that is not about performance and improvement. What I want is people to train or to move. So if that helps you move and be in shape, well then great.
Go for it.
I think anything that makes training fun, it's going to last longer. But my limit is 4 months. So we're getting to the end of March, and I know that April's not going to be great for going outside. And I know that probably going to have to do a few Zwift workouts indoors again in April.
But you're going to be in Vegas in April, right?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Camp.
So at least.
Well, you're going to be in Vegas too.
So, yes, sir. So
Nick? Are you going to be in Vegas?
No. So
we're
we're going to need some of your remote assistance to shoot from Vegas because we should shoot 1 or 2 episodes from there.
That's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen?
No, but what we'll do is we'll do an audio podcast.
Okay, we'll do an audio podcast and take a few pictures and we'll share them with you guys.
Yeah, we'll do that. But
and
we
ask
won't do a video podcast
our behind-the-scene master to build a montage so that you can have access.
It would be kind of cool to be on stools with the background of the Red Canyon.
The Red Canyon, that would be great.
Doing a podcast, that kind of be cool.
Okay, well, we have time to organize that, right? You know that. I mean,
we'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
All right, get on.
So, pros of going outside.
Well,
pros of vitamin D.
Yeah.
Vitamin D. Yeah. Going outside, period.
Well, for me, an hour indoors is like my personal limit. I know that a lot of people, like you're able to do 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I mean, you seem fine with it. But my limit is an hour, and outdoors, I have no limit. So psychologically, going outdoors for me is, if I want to do mileage, is much better. And when you're going up a hill in Zwift, I don't feel like I'm going up anywhere. I'm just like working hard and going nowhere.
Yeah, but it's a good workout. It's good for your
I know
legs.
it's a good workout.
Yeah.
But I'm not into, like right now in my triathlete career, I'm not trying to improve anymore. I'm trying to
Sustain.
keep in shape
Yep.
and having fun while doing my sport, which is triathlon. So that for me is great. So going outside and actually going up a real hill that actually has a goal, when you're going to get up, you're going to actually really see something instead of seeing like a fake
And the
house.
social aspect,
Yeah.
social aspect of being, in a real outdoor
Yeah.
bike ride is not the same.
No.
You get to the top of the hill, you high five each other, and then
Yeah.
you congrats and kudos, and as opposed to on Discord, oh, good job, guys. All
And
right.
I like to have like either a beer stop, an ice cream stop,
Oh, yes.
or
Ice cream.
a snack stop. So I like those kind of stops where you actually have a goal that, okay, we're going to stop at an ice cream place. We're going to stop at a beer place. I like that, all that part,
And going outside the first few weeks, well, first you got to make sure that the streets have been cleaned up and the
Yeah.
broom has been out there because it could be sandy, dirty and dust and
Well, and people think that it's because they're going to be more prone to flats, which is really untrue.
No,
The thing is
no.
that first of all, it dirties up your bike, and then the second thing is you slide on it, so
That's the thing.
it's easier to fall.
so you got to be careful.
Yeah.
But going outside will allow you to focus on other skills, such as controlling your bike, which
Sure.
you're not doing at all during the winter.
Exactly.
All you do is you cycle and that's it. It's good for your
Skills.
legs, but it's good to be out there and
Can you cycle without your hands on the bar?
I can, not for long, for like 45 minutes, but how about you?
No, I mean it's never been a problem. But me and my wife, I mean when you cycle when you're young.
Yep.
I remember she was just telling me the same thing. She used to go up sidewalks with her hands off the bike, and I remember a while ago we were cycling and people were looking at a video that I did of her, and she had no hands on the handlebars, and these triathletes couldn't believe that she, who's not a triathlete, was doing that.
Was able to do
And
it, yeah.
I said that's just that's basic skills. It's balance. I
Never-
think everybody should learn how to do that.
Agreed. Never been able to do it on my TT bike.
It's
though.
harder. It's
It-
harder
really,
because the
because
TT
you
bike
have the
it
bars,
moves
right?
around. It's
It
doable,
moves the
but you
bar.
have to actually go faster and use a bigger gear.
really?
Yeah, if you use a bigger
Okay.
gear, you'll go faster and it'll work.
So any like piece of advice you would give to our listeners or watchers, like that transition from indoor to outdoor, like what to watch for, be careful, the do's and don'ts for the first few weeks out there.
people wait too long to do their tune-up. So
Oh, my
while
God.
you're indoors,
Yeah.
your bike is actually getting used much more than you think because we tend to not oil the chain.
And you should.
And there's a lot of dust. So you need to get that tune-up before you start the season. Go as early as possible. Say maybe take a week off. If you're going on vacation, say, and you're not going to be doing any cycling, bring your bike to the bike shop because usually at closer you get to April, then there's 2-week waits, 3-week waits. And anyways, in Quebec, it's like that.
Oh, it's crazy.
So you want to get that done really, really
You do.
quickly. Second of all, you want to go out for a smaller ride in the beginning. So just go out for 45 minutes an hour on something that's flat, the least amount of traffic possible because the drivers are not used to seeing you on the road. So they don't have that reflex of
So
looking
use
right,
bike
looking left.
paths like at the beginning of the season, right? I mean, you should
I
be
think
on bike
so. I
paths,
think
yeah.
you should,
I agree.
or at least in
I agree.
in
I agree.
country roads, maybe where there's less traffic.
Agreed.
Yeah. Oh,
Time flies when we're
time
having fun.
flies.
Coach, we're getting ready for anything else you want to give our listeners, any piece of advice you want to give them because next time we talk, we're going to be into our season. We're going to be outside. We're going to be
Yeah.
outside. Well, maybe not swimming, but running and biking will be happening outside.
I think if you
Anything
haven't
else?
pressed on the panic button, like get going and train, it's getting late.
Okay.
So I know there's a lot of procrastinators that kind of like, I have many years of experience. I can still wait. We're in March, guys. Like, get going. So first of all, that's one. The other thing is that don't underestimate your rest if you're training a lot. So a lot of people have come out winter. Winter's hard. For us, winter's hard. So it's hard on the body just because it's
because
cold.
it's cold. Yeah.
The training is often very intense. My
Very
workouts
different
are
also.
quite intense during the winter time. Then you were getting into the long distance. So you're tired. So make sure you get the time off you need. Make sure you get the sun. Make sure you're just ready for the endurance season, because that's what's happening.
So rest and recovery. To bounce back on the last episode,
Yeah.
discipline, part of that discipline, you should plan and have time to rest and to recover properly.
Yeah.
And that should be at the forefront. It should be included in your training. Maybe not at the forefront, but it should be included in your training. You need
because
to make that time.
you're starting to get worried about, am I actually going to be ready? So those people have trained very well during the winter. You're doing fantastic. And there is no, I am actually going to be ready. You're going to be ready. I know that psychologically, you think you're not going to be ready, and actually you'll probably feel like that until you finish your race. But you are doing well. So make sure that you're not trying to do more than more. A lot of people, they'll go on vacation and say, I'm going to do like 20 hours of training instead of 10 or something like that. Be careful
Go on
about
vacation
that.
and enjoy your vacation.
Yeah. When you go on vacation, a lot of athletes come to me and say, well, I'm going to go on vacation, coach. I'm going to do everything. I said, you know what? Do one sport, relax, take the time off, especially if you've done well. Now, if you've been procrastinating,
Different story.
Jocelyn La Liberté. Yeah, let's just name something.
And our listeners and watchers are wondering, why have I not used my tool today? Well, there you go. I'll use it now.
Because I've been a nice guy.
You have been. Well, except for that
your
beer.
smelly Boston shirt.
Is it that smelly? Really?
No.
So, hey, folks, that brings us to the end of our episode. Coach, episode number
Cuatro.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Folks, till next time, take care of yourself and stay fit.